I found out one of the mistakes that religious people make, especially when they are trying to preach or teach on things that they are not knowledgeable about. This whole question of human sacrifice within the indigenous African spirituality, it bewilds me because we who are interacting, researching, practicing belief systems, this system of our ancestors, what we know is that we have a particular concept known as Nso or Nsani, Nsobodo, Nsochi, Nsoagu, Nsoalose, all those things. But the full definition of Nso is moralities, principles, things that we do that are generally acceptable by our society and the natural forces that we communicate with. And this particular Nso prevents us from participating in recalcitrant behaviors. In Christianity, they refer to it as keeping the commandments. Now, in ordinary, for you to be in relationship with these spiritual forces, you have to be in an alignment by keeping their respective Nso. Now, one of the Nso that, because they are numerous, and I'm of the opinion that the 10 Commandments is like a grain of sand compared to the moralities that the traditionalist has to keep and abide by. Even the traditionalists should also know this. You're not traditionalist because they're giving you leeway to do whatever you want to do. A traditionalist abides and does things in a certain way. Now, when we now say that we have Nso in our indigenous spirituality, and somebody comes and says that our ancestors participated in human sacrifices or the killing of twins, but then we know that abortion is an Nso or a Nso. If you commit an abortion, you have to do what we call a it's a rite or a ritual of atonement. Now, how can we in our indigenous authentic culture have this knowledge that you are not supposed to kill somebody, you are not supposed to have an abortion, you are not supposed to do things in a certain way, and we'll now turn around and start killing twins? And we'll now turn around and start using people, virgins, for human sacrifice. But yes, in our customs and our tradition, we have Nso that says that you should not do this. This is because there is a huge difference between Omenani, Ome, and Omenenu. Omenenu is people doing things they want to do for their selfish reasons, for their selfish greed. So it is not part of our culture and our customs. But when we now try to establish the fact that human sacrifice or the killing of twins is a traditional culture, it's become some sort of a ridiculous thing, because deep down in that culture, they have stipulated and says, if you have an abortion or if you kill somebody, whether it was a mistake or you go through the cleansing rite, the process of cleansing of that abomination, because it is an Nso, it is an abomination. So for us in our modern age that still quotes this nonsense of our ancestors were killing human beings and doing all those things, we are just being indoctrinated and repeating the indoctrinations of our ancestors and parroting things that we have been told without any verifiable research or any documentation that says this. Now, just know that there is a difference between Omenani and Omenenu, and people engage in some of these things as part of the Omenenu because they want to do what they want to do. And via the traditional context, we still have karma that is also attached to these people that perform or engage in these kinds of activity. So human sacrifice and that other one, it is not part of our indigenous culture, and we should get it right in this generation.